Welcome to Beyond the Press Release, a production of Agoracom in which we speak with small cap executives about recent important news. With us today, again, is Dr. Chris Takuto. He's president of NIA Power Systems, trades on the OTCQB under the stock symbol NPWZ. Now, for those of you who are new to the story, and we know there are a lot of you given the significant stock market action NIA Power over the past couple of weeks, NIA Power is a developer of fuel cell power solutions for the military, transportation, and portable electronic devices verticals. Now that sounds like a mouthful, sounds like what a lot of companies like to say, but the difference about NIA is that they've had the likes of Intel, Novellus, and Tier 1 venture capital firms and the U.S. Navy invest upwards of $50 million in the company over its history, and it's got award-winning technology from the likes of Popular Science and MIT magazine. The company, and MIT, sorry, and now the company is in the stage where it's going to aggressively commercialize its fuel cell technology, and it says has the potential to revolutionize the energy storage marketplace. Chris, welcome back to the show.
George, pleasure to be here as always. Thank you for having me.
So today's Beyond the Press Releases. We're talking about the fact that you have officially launched your Buzz Bar and Buzz Cell products. One of the things you've said about Buzz Bar is that it's disruptive. Explain to us what you couldn't explain in the press release as to why is Buzz Bar disruptive for the marketplace?
Yeah, so the Buzz Bar is a battery charger that can take power from a variety of sources, including the Buzz Cell. So today, if you've got a battery pack that allows you to charge your electronics, you've got to plug it in either into the wall or into a computer to be able to recharge the battery pack itself. The Buzz Bar product that we brought out allows us to charge from a variety of sources, including a wall, a computer, a Buzz Cell, a mini solar panel, what we call Buzz Sol, Buzz Bat, which would be a 4-pack of batteries. So it really enables true off-the-grid use of consumer electronics. That's the Buzz Bar. Buzz Cell is a liquid fuel-based fuel cell that generates energy that is then effectively captured by the Buzz Bar. So it allows the Buzz Bar to be charged from a variety of sources. So in that sense, it's a very disruptive suite of products that we are launching. Buzz Bar itself becomes effectively the linchpin that holds all these different sources, or allows you to charge from all these different sources and enable a truly off-the-grid experience. Solar, battery, or fuel cell, or if you're so inclined, you can plug it into the wall or your computer as well.
All right, so that really explains it, because reading up on what investors have to say and other people have to say, they thought Buzz Bar might have been similar to a lot of other products out there, but the weakness with a lot of those products is they rely on a hard charge at some point in order to get the energy to be able to refuel other electronic devices. But Buzz Bar has solar, fuel cell has a variety of sources.
Yeah, just to clarify, other battery chargers that are available on the market are designed to only take power from either a laptop, a USB type connection, or from plugging into the wall. So this goes to some of the elements that we talked about in our press release. It's a combination of technology and people, resources that we've got that help figure this out, right? We don't want a battery charger to be limited to what a wall or a computer can do, because if you can plug it into your wall or your computer, you can just as easily plug in your electronics and charge it that way as well. So
yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. It's almost self-defeating to have these other chargers, whereas Buzz Bar it makes you completely mobile and off the grid.
Correct. So think if you're going camping, right? You take a Buzz Bar, you take a Buzz Cell, and a little solar panel to conserve how many cartridges you might use in your Buzz Cell. So when you've got the sun working in your favor, you plug in the Buzz Sol to your Buzz Bar, let it charge up your Buzz Bar, and use your Buzz Bar to run your electronics. If you're so inclined to read in the middle of the night, and you run your Buzz Cell and get the Buzz Cell to keep your consumer electronics charged. Again, this is a completely off-the-grid experience.
Commercialization at this early stage is selling the Buzz Bar through the website, and the Buzz Cell is available for evaluation. How do you see the future? What do you see the future commercialization
Yeah.
of BuzzBar and the kind of techniques and tactics you'll be deploying?
So our intent with this Generation 1 is to launch the product quickly, get feedback from customers both on the BuzzBar and BuzzCell. In addition to the 20 units that are going to for evaluation by consumers, we're also building units that would go to strategic commercial customers of ours as well as part of that evaluation. Our goal, based on that feedback that we get from these evaluations, is to very quickly bring a Generation 2 product to the market, both on BuzzBar as well as BuzzCell, and make it a mainstream product. So with BuzzBar, as we mentioned, we are planning to ship in about 12 weeks after we get some minimum number of orders. And then very quickly behind that, we'd be able to bring out a Generation 2 BuzzBar and BuzzCell as well. This really allows us to mitigate our risk up front so that we are not building a whole lot of units and finding out issues as we go. Just as we did with the website, we did a soft launch internally, got feedback, and then incorporated that feedback. Similarly with the products, we built multiple units internally, tested it, but again, we wanted to get it into the hands of both the consumer customers as well as these commercial customers, get their feedback so that we can incorporate that and really make it a very valuable and differentiated user experience.
All right, that helps answer the question from a lot of investors as well as to whether this was going to be the primary. So some people just had a misconception that selling through the website was going to be the primary mode of marketing and commercializing BuzzBar and BuzzCell, whereas what you're looking to do is get fast, early feedback in order to really get to the commercial stage.
Absolutely, we want to get fast feedback. We want to get it directly into the user hands, right? So we don't want to just get it into the telecom companies, others that we are currently talking to, and getting their high-end user feedback. We want to get it into the direct consumer hands as well. And as part of the Generation 2, we effectively do both, meaning we take direct from consumer orders as well as partner with these commercial companies to deploy the product, really leveraging their retail outlets to be able to put the product, get shelf space, really get a differentiated marketplace opportunity, and by leveraging their resources. We mentioned in the past, we got a letter of interest from a large retail outlet in India. So for example, that would be one of the customers who would get some of the initial units that we build on both BuzzCell as well as BuzzBar. The BuzzCell would be on top of the 20 current units that we are talking about that would go to selected consumer users who would tweet and have winning tweets on why they should be picked.
Well, I hope I can be one of those. Because we've got this little website with a few investors, and I'd love to be able to have an opportunity to test it myself. Because I'm off the grid quite often, believe it or not, and something like this would be really handy for me. Let's go into
great. Let's see the tweet that you send out regarding the Nia BuzzCell and BuzzBar product as well. So.
You'll see it today.
All right.
You recently also announced a pretty important acquisition. How does that recent acquisition fit into the BuzzBar, BuzzCell strategy?
Let me talk about the acquisition for a moment and then address the second part of your question about BuzzBar and BuzzCell. So we acquired certain fuel cell assets from the investor, Cleantech investors, for $440,000 in shares. We issued them shares valued at 1.9 cents a share. About the same time, the investor also invested $700,000 directly into Nia Power Systems at 1.9 cents. These were all previously disclosed in 8Ks and press releases. This technology has been developed using an excess of $15 million that have gone into the development of those assets. So the fact that the investor is now turning around and effectively counting and partnering with us to be able to deploy these assets reflects their confidence in Nia Power's ability to commercialize the technology, right? So the fact that we've got these orders that we've announced just in the last effectively 2 months, the shipment to the government of India, the order from the government of India, this release of BuzzBar and BuzzCell, this really validates this sophisticated investors' due diligence that they've looked at from the company standpoint, as well as kind of betting on NIA to be able to execute and monetize these technologies that they had developed using, as I mentioned, in excess of $15 million. That said, these assets effectively serve two very critical markets. One is the low power applications, and we are cutting in some of the key elements of their technology into the buzz cell product at this point. It really speeds up the charging. It uses a fuel that is much more suited for commercial and shipment type applications. NIA's previous solution also did that, but based on our technical assessment, we believe that this could make our product that much better as well. The second element of their technology is to enable hydrogen storage, which will allow really grid scale type applications or automotive applications. They have some very proprietary reformer technology. Reformers are something that converts a liquid fuel into hydrogen gas. So this enables you to store hydrogen, or to use hydrogen without having to store large quantities of hydrogen. So it's a very, very key, very strategic acquisition for us. We are proud to say that we've cut in the low-end technology, the low-power technology for our buzz cell product, and we'll continue to update on the reformer technology as we go forward. The reformer technology is covered by 2 patent applications that are currently pending in the Canadian Patent Office, so that we're very, very pleased about this acquisition and our ability to include these assets into the NIA Power suite of products.
What does it say about the fact that that Clean Tech had this transaction take place at 1.9 cents per share?
I think it's just reflective of their confidence in NIA Power, the fact that they see that as a good way to monetize the previous investments that they had put into the development of these assets. So I'm very pleased that they purchased it at that price. And the other element is that this investor invested directly with the company, so we were able to put a non-disclosure agreement in place with them and have more candid discussions about the different opportunities, markets, the other areas that we can currently serve. So obviously, for disclosure purposes, we cannot get into detail on the public markets into that level of detail, but it really reflects the sophisticated investors' assessment of NIA Power's capability and opportunities ahead of us.
Well, even though you couldn't disclose that last part there, I do got to tell you that once again, you're the best communicator in the small cap CEO space right now. You constantly take the time to get online, to connect directly with your investors and prospective investors out there, to always go beyond the press release and provide better information and better context that sometimes just simply can't come through on a press release. So I'm going to leave the last word to you and then reiterate what we've said at the end of all our interviews, that we're going to have you back on most likely the next 30, 40 days again as the next stage and the next advancement, because NIA Power is growing pretty fast. And we always want to make sure we keep up with you. But on this topic, I'm going to leave the last word with you.
Judge, I appreciate the opportunity to really update our followers about NIA Power, help kind of flush out some of these details about the press releases. We are very excited about the opportunity both on the commercial and defense-oriented side with PowerChip, or with the BuzzBar family of products. We think 2014 is going to be a great year for us. We are really excited, pumped about both launching the product, very quickly incorporating this feedback, getting out our next generation of products, and making it a much more mainstream, more aggressively marketed and deployed product. And again, we are very, very excited about the coming year.
You've been watching and listening to Dr. Chris Takuto. He's president of NIA Power Systems, trades on the OTCQB under the stock symbol NPWZ. If you want to know more information about the company and its products, make sure to get to its website, Otherwise, if you want to talk to other shareholders or ask your own questions online for the company, get to Agoracom, get to the NIA Power Hub, where you can go and ask questions or review answers that other investors have asked. Thanks for joining us today. Have a great day and have a great holiday season, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Happy holidays to everybody as well. Thank you.